Have it, motherfucker. Fucking, I'm the best Godzilla. No, I am, you motherfucker. I'm the daddy, you fucking. What? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about my favourite Godzilla movie. It's been a tough thing to figure out, but I figured it out. 34 films there are in the franchise, if my counting hasn't betrayed me. But yeah, I've really figured it out. Got 10. So yeah, my number 10 for this is Godzilla vs. Biollante. Mate, fucking this film, like, it's in the UK, this film is really hard to get, and I only could find it as a NTSC video cassettes, like VHS. I only could get it on VHS. I could get the Japanese version on Blu-ray and import it, but I thought the VHS version was cooler. Yeah, much cooler. And that cover's wicked though, eh? Is that cover not fucking kick-ass? Yeah, I love the idea of the whole idea, like, you know, a doctor engineering a form of indestructible plant using Godzilla cells and then introducing human cells to it, and it becomes this giant carnivorous crazy rose-like plant monster, and Godzilla has to take it out. It's probably got some of the best practical effects in the whole franchise, in my opinion. Godzilla's suit looks great in this movie, and the whole look of the film is just great. I think this goes kind of under the you know, goes under the radar in concerns of like greatest Godzilla films, because I think it's one of the best in terms of every aspect. I love the story's really good, the look of the film, like I said, it's got great tone, it's quite melancholic in places. It's really great movie, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a more kind of darker, serious take on the Godzilla mythos. Like the whole story is very mature and very bleak, and I think it's a really good movie to kick off with. I mean, you should start Godzilla with the original 54 movie, but I think this is a really good one. And again, like, it's my favourite era. How you say era? It's just, you got really good suit designs in this as well, in this era. And Godzilla's suit design in versus Biollante is one of his best looks. So yeah, that's my number 10. Such a good film. Number 9, I wasn't sure whether to put this one higher because it's just a classic. It's almost a slapstick comedy. If you're watching this in 2020, it's almost a slapstick comedy. It's quite funny. That's King Kong versus Godzilla. Again, this film is just, it's just an easy watch, and again it has some great little story that I quite think is quite charming. The suit designs, especially for King Kong, is known to be one of the worst suits of all time. It looks horrendous, and I swear King Kong in this is drunk, because he comes across as a drunk ape in this movie when he fights Godzilla. Godzilla's design, one of my favourite designs. You saw it in the intro. I have it as a figure. Yes. I call it Derpzilla because he looks a bit derp. But yeah, in the intro you saw my figure of it. But yeah, one of my favourite Godzilla designs. I think it looks great in this movie, and I think this film is really good. It has some questionable things about it, like you got these Japanese extras acting as a tribe, and they're literally Japanese people with blackface. That is not cool. That is not good. So there are some questionable things about this film and how it was made for the time. it would not fly these days. It really would not. It's so racist in that regard, but I still love it. I still love this movie. It's still ridiculously cheesy and ridiculously entertaining, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for your King Kong vs Godzilla fix before Kong vs Godzilla comes out, because I can't wait for that movie. I'm so excited. Yeah, my number 9, King Kong vs Godzilla, really good one. This next one, I would have ranked it higher, but as a movie it doesn't stack up against the rest of this list. But yeah, I had to put this on here because I love this movie. Godzilla vs Destroyer, however they pronounce it in Japan. But yeah, fucking a dark, brutal movie with amazing creature effects. The Destroyer creatures, when they're in their first form, when they're little critters, they look amazing. When you get Destroyer as his final form, it looks amazing. My favourite Godzilla design ever, which is Burning Godzilla, and in the 2019 Godzilla King of the Monsters from Legendary Films, when he appears at the end and he is like burning Godzilla, I lost my shit. So Burning Godzilla is my favourite design of Godzilla. And yeah, this film is just so good. Like, everything about it, like, it just thrusts you right into the film. Godzilla just turns up. He's already burning Godzilla. He's already like reaching nuclear peak, like he is gonna explode. And it's literally he's got to take out Destroyer before he basically critical mass. And this was the film that originally was meant to have killed off Godzilla for good. It was meant to be the one where Godzilla dies. Like, it was in the news when this came out. It was all over the news in the West and everywhere, you know, Godzilla is dead. Like, this film kind of killed Godzilla in that regard. And it's still quite impactful now, even though you know Godzilla's not dead, because Godzilla doesn't die. He really doesn't die. He's like the king. He's invincible pretty much. But this film did push it to actually kill him, which I think is really a massive thing for a franchise this massive. So yeah, I love this film. I think the practical effects again are incredible. The suit design, like I said, with the whole Heisei era, the suit design is just unmatched in my opinion. You have a more consistent Godzilla suit design. He looks more mean and more menacing in the Heisei era, and Burning Godzilla is 100% a example of that. It looks fucking wicked in this movie, and yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. If you've not seen Godzilla vs Destroyer and you want your really kind of awesome monster action, and you want kind of a more serious film like Godzilla vs Ballante. Godzilla vs Destroyer is a more serious Godzilla film. There's nothing hokey and cheesy about it. The suit designs and the practical effects are very, very more serious looking, more realistic looking. They're not goofy like in the 70s, and you know, when you're going into, like, you know, as the Showa era went on, it got really goofy and silly. This is why I love the Heisei series. They more grounded and more serious approach to Godzilla, and the look and tone of this film 100% supports that, and I love it. So good. Check it out if you want a more darker, bleak, more so than Biollante. This one is a really kind of grounded, dark Godzilla film. I highly recommend it. Number 7. Have I got this one right this time? Let's see when I have it. Number 7 is Godzilla vs King Ghidorah. I really like this film a lot. Yeah, I think it's just got a really fun time travel plot line, and it probably has the fan favourite look of Godzilla in this, in terms of he looks the best. Like, I saw a vote on a Godzilla fan page, people basically voting out the best designs for Godzilla, and the design in this, the suit design in this movie won out, and you'll see why, because the suit just looks amazing in this as well. That's why I love the Heisei series. The suits look incredible. It's got a great little yeah, it's got a great you know, a great time travel storyline about aliens coming from the future to have a plot to take out Godzilla once and for all using time travel. It's a really cool thing. It kept me on, you know, I wanted to, when I first watched this, I was like, this is awesome. I watched it from start to finish, and it is definitely one of the best Godzilla films in the franchise for me. I love it. The action is great. When they collide, when they like get into the fight, it's awesome. It's an awesome battle. It really is. And if you want a more kind of sophisticated Godzilla film with a really cool narrative, with kind of likable characters as well, I think you'll like this one. It's really good. It's one of the best Godzilla designs in the whole of the franchise, and I think you'll like it. And King Ghidorah is a three-headed dragon, man, that shoots bloody laser beams. Fucking badass. Check this one out. It's really good. I've seen this next one. This next one is has been on many top 10 lists for G fans. Yeah, my next pick is Destroy All Monsters. This film has that whole like what Avengers did in 2012. This did it. I think this is like late 60s. I'm saying late 60s. So the whole Avengers building a whole universe and bringing the universes together. Godzilla started that. It started that, and it all culminated in, I think, like 1968. I think this film came out 1968 with Destroy All Monsters, where you get a bunch of Toho's monsters coming together in one movie, and it's fantastic. It's such a great film. I've seen it in many top 10 Godzilla lists on YouTube, and I 100% agree. It deserves to be on the top 10 list. It's one of the best films in the franchise. It's got that kind of light-heartedness that the Showa era has. It's kind of cheesy, but it's not too goofy to put you off, like say Godzilla vs. Gigan, which is really fucking cheesy and really goofy. This one, it kind of has a good balance between being cheesy fun and grounded reality. It's really fun, and I think you'll like it. And the VHS tape as well. I swear Americans get the best VHS tapes. I actually prefer the American cassette tapes with the cardboard sleeve. But that artwork though, man, you can't tell me that artwork is not awesome. Because it is awesome. It is. Just saying. But yeah, Destroy All Monsters is a really great, you know, ensemble movie. You know, all the monsters coming together to defeat King Ghidorah, and this whole alien subplot in the film. It's just a really fun film, and I highly recommend it. If you're looking for like that, you know, large scale kind of monster movie where all the shit is happening, Destroy All Monsters is the one, man. It's really great. It's not just that. It's not just the one-on-one Godzilla versus this monster movie. It has all the fan favorite monsters in it, and it's great. I love it. It's fantastic. If you're looking to get into Godzilla, aside from Godzilla 1954, I think this is probably a really good entry point into the franchise. I generally think it is. Even though I love the Heisei series, the Showa series, I think you need to start in the Showa, because that's where the series kind of began. So I think, in terms of Showa era, this is probably the best starting point in my opinion. It's fantastic. Definitely in the top 10 list. One of my favourites. Down to the last 5 here, and this was tough. This was really tough, because all of these are like, these 5 are top tier Godzilla films for me. And we're gonna start with the film that kick-started the Heisei era, the first film to start the Heisei era, Godzilla 1984. Yes, I know it says 85 on the box, but that's because when it came over to the West, it was known as Revenge of Godzilla or Godzilla 1985, but it did come out just in Japan as Godzilla, and it did come out in 1984. Like Godzilla 1984, it was meant to be a straight-up remake of Godzilla 1954, being like 30 years later. And this Godzilla in this, it's an evil Godzilla. It pretty much is a remake of the first film, but you just have different characters and kind of a different vibe from the first. That first film is bleak as fuck and dark and miserable and just depressing. This film has more of a disaster movie kind of vibe, where it's not super bleak and super dark, but it has some great Godzilla moments. I love the look of Godzilla in this movie. He looks really evil, and I do like it. I do love this film. It's a really good. I think it's underrated. I think in the fandom, I can't really decide, but yeah, one of my favourites. In my top 5. I think it's top tier Godzilla. I think it's fantastic, and yeah, I think it's a great start to the Heisei era, and I think people would enjoy it. If you're looking for more of a really kind of like scary kind of Godzilla film, and he is quite scary in this, I recommend it. It's really great. It's the soundtrack, one of the best soundtracks in the franchise as well. What a soundtrack in this film, so good. I recognised some of the themes even before I saw this film, because the soundtrack is so revered and so well known that I'm sure it's been used in other things. And what a soundtrack. Yeah, Godzilla 1984, or also known as the Return of Godzilla, is definitely the one to check out. Great, awesome. My number 4 is Godzilla and Mothra, Battle for Earth. This one is a really, really good movie. Probably, yeah, it is my favourite Heisei era Godzilla film. It basically, it's not the first film to introduce Mothra with Godzilla, but it is my favourite film that introduces Godzilla and Mothra together. And it's just a really, really, really easy watch. It's got a cool story, and I just really like it. The suits look great. The Mothra suit is amazing as well. I love the old school Mothra design. I wasn't overstruck on the King of the Monsters 2019 Mothra design. I know they went more down the realistic route with that film, but she didn't look powerful. In this, she's got the body there where she feels like she's got power, and I think she's adorable. She's kind of adorable as well, I think, Mothra. Who doesn't like Mothra? Queen of the Monsters, of course. Queen of the Monsters. But yeah, great little film. The best Heisei film, hands down in my opinion. And yeah, I love it. I recommend it as well. You know, if you're one for the Heisei era like I am, it's a great one. It's great, and I recommend it. Check it out. Down to the final three. This had to be in here because it is like top tier Godzilla. Fans might go crazy, but I'm picking Godzilla 2019 by Legendary Films. I love this film. I'm not of the idea that it doesn't have enough Godzilla. I like where it teases him for so long, and then he appears, and it's majestic, and I feel it has that similar kind of vibe to Jaws, where it's got this kind of slow build and it never really reveals Godzilla until right at the end. And I love that about this film. This film, to me, it has that great balance between the monsters of the movie and the human characters, and I really enjoyed the human characters in this as well. I loved where you got this guy, he's just trying to get to his wife and his child. Great use of bringing you down to the human level and looking up at the massive sight of Godzilla. It does that so well in this movie, and I think they got the tone bang on. Godzilla, I like the design in this. I prefer his design in this over the 2019 sequel, because I feel his head gets a bit smaller in that sequel for some reason. You know, in relation to his body, his head's tiny in that sequel. But yeah, I love this film. It's top tier Godzilla. The Western filmmakers, they got Godzilla right in this film, bang on, and it deserves to be seen by everybody that likes giant monster films. It's exceptional, and I love it. I really recommend it to everyone. It's really, really good. Slow burn, definitely. Takes a while for Godzilla to show up in the film, definitely. Is it worth it? 100%. Does it have the greatest kill in any movie ever? Hell yes it does. Godzilla 2014, oh, man, it's so good. I love this film so much. Check it out. Down to the last two. This has been like my second favourite ever since I saw it, because I just love it. It's Godzilla vs Mecha Godzilla. I love the design of Mechagodzilla. I think it looks great. I'm gagging for a figure of it, but the figures are going for some stupid money now for some reason. But yeah, I love this film. I love where it's like aliens want to basically take over the Earth and take out Godzilla, so they've created their own kind of doppelganger of Godzilla in terms of like Mechagodzilla, and his reveal is great. His reveal is so good. He gets scratched on the arm because he opens the film, he looks like Godzilla. He looks like a proper doppelganger, but then he gets his arm sliced and you see the metal behind the skin, and then he just like reveals himself as Mechagodzilla. It's so good. He's become like one of the, probably the second greatest adversary to Godzilla after King Ghidorah, of course. One of my favourite characters, well, probably my second favourite character in the Godzilla franchise is Mechagodzilla. I love the design, I love his abilities, I just think he looked badass. Mechagodzilla version 1 is the best one. Mechagodzilla version 2, didn't like it at all. So yeah, I love this film. It's got tons of charm, it's got a great antagonist, and yeah, it's my favourite Showa Godzilla film, aside from number 1, which everyone should know what number 1 is. But yeah, Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla, it is the best. It's one of the best. Like number 2, I love it so much. You should watch it. Number 1 should come to no surprise because it's going to be hopefully on the top of everybody's lists when it concerns Godzilla. It's the 1954 original Godzilla, one of the greatest films of all time. My favourite film of all time. It's so good. Everything about it is spotless, bang on, flawless. The directing is incredible. The suit design is iconic. The soundtrack, the theme is one of the greatest themes of all time. I love this so much, guys. Ishiro Honda brought us probably the greatest monster film of all time. I know it's like, people are like, oh, King Kong, oh, Godzilla. Godzilla all the way, man. Like, what it did for film in 1954 is incredible. Some of the shots of the destruction in Godzilla's wake, with him like walking along, you just got fires burning and collapsed buildings. Some of the shots and the framing and just the techniques, that's just amazing. Mimiko and Dr. Sarazawa, such likable characters. It has one of the greatest weapons of all time in cinematic history, the oxygen destroyer, a weapon that basically like removes all oxygen from water and just destroys shit, just kills things, man. It's a brutal thing. This film is bleak. It's not for everybody. It is depressing. It has a really dreary tone. It's not a fun film to watch. It's a great movie, but it's not for everyone. It is dark, it is bleak, it is not fun. It doesn't have a tone that emotes, I'm having fun watching this, but as a film, it's just incredibly well made, incredibly executed. Everything about it is flawless. I love this film. It's my favourite film of all time, and I think everyone should give it a chance. Is it in black and white? Yes. Is it dated? Kinda yes. But is it still excellent in 2020? 100%. I love this movie, and I think everyone should give it a go if you've not watched it. It is the first film you should watch if you ever have any plan to watch any other Godzilla film. It's the starting point, and it is still, in my opinion, the best of the best. I really recommend it. It's fucking incredible. Watch Godzilla. It's so good. That was the end of that. So if you don't mind, yeah, so like, subscribe, all that nonsense, and I've been Jason, and if you don't mind, I'm just gonna continue. Oh yeah. Tail whip you. Do you mind? See you later. Go. Fuck off. Thank you. Blue and red, blue and red, blue and red.